This undated photography, published by the Central Command of the U.S. Army, shows that Yemen is defined as Iranian-made missile components of Houthi, seized. Usage Abad Army said on Tuesday. U.S. Navy SEALs. Yemen's Houthi rebels last week in raid of ship and seized Iranian-made missiles and other weapons. In meantime, a new ship in the Red Sea Houthi suspected under fire. And no one was injured, although they were a little damaged. He said. The raid, U.S. Navy and arms shipments rebels by their allies. Now a series of attacks that threaten global trade. Red Sea and war against Hamas on Hamas war in Gaza Strip. Israel. The missile components contained species used these attacks. The U.S.-led retaliation strikes and dominant attacks have increased tensions in the wider Middle East. Seeing Iran's ballistic missile strikes in both Iraq and Syria, the SEAL pressure took place last Thursday. The Commandos USS Louis B. S. drones and helicopters supported by Puller's release. The U.S. Army Central Command took place in Arab Sea. He said. The SEALs traveled in warcraft of small private operations directed by the Deniz Special War Team. To reach boat, SEALs found navigation ballistic missile components, including drive and guidance devices. War titles. The first analysis shows that the same weapons are used to threaten and attack innocent sailors on international merchant ships that switching by Houthis in the Red Sea, Central said in a statement. The S published by the U.S. Army analyzed by Associated Press showed the components similar to rocket engines and others previously seized. It also included what appeared as an anti-ship missile, a small turbojet engine, a type used by Houthis and Iran. Fabian Hinz, a missile expert and research assistant of International Institute of Strategic Studies, and a war title in photographs, which is similar to anti-ship missiles in photographs. When we look at greatness and strength of the thing, he looks very similar to title of war against a ship, Hinz said. Hinz also noted that the war title in the photo is a label that reads, God Uzarin. Iran has an anti-night missile called Ghadar. The Central Command, U.S. Navy ultimately carried the gun-carrying gun, said that 14 crew members were detained. The United Nations decision. The weapons of Yemen's Iran-backed Houthi rebels. Meanwhile, on Tuesday, a missile hit the Malta flags carrier Zografy in the Red Sea. The ministry said that the ship managed by a Greek company was not cargo and that it was only material damage. Satellite monitoring data analyzed by Associated Press showed that Zografy is still moving after the attack. The British Army, which followed the events on Middle East water roads, previously accepted an attack near Zografy. The U.S. led airstrikes aimed at Houthi positions on Fridays and Saturdays.